What is going on, community? It is TJ, aka Flash by Night, and we are back here again for the re-up, new comic book day books, and one piece of mail from a recent whatnot purchase. So go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We're gonna get into it. I've got 7 books in all, so let's get started with my first book, which is Moon Knight issue number 8. Now, usually on 7 Secrets week, because of course we're gonna get to it, on 7 Secrets week, 7 Secrets is usually my first book, but this week it is Moon Knight issue number 8, written by Jed McKay, Capuccio back on the art, and this was a really interesting book. What I'm going to say is that if you are looking for a knockdown, drag him out, you're looking for a street fight in the back alley out of a Moon Knight book, this is not your Moon Knight book. But if you are looking to learn about Hunter's Moon, and also a little bit about Stained Glass Scarlet and where she is now, and also get a touch of Khonshu, this is your book. So right now, Mark Spector, Moon Knight, is in prison, due to the events of Devil's Reign, with Kingpin locking up Capes and Mask and other superheroes. So Hunter's Moon is at the midnight mission, making sure the mission goes on, and he gets a visit from a consultant who lets him know that people are being shot with arrows, and it's kind of Stained Glass Scarlet's calling sign, but it is not what we think is going to happen when we crack open this book. So Moon Knight issue number 8, it's not going to be for everybody, but I think everybody should give it a shot. Next up, speaking of which, Devil's Reign issue number 4 of 6. Of course, like I mentioned, Devil's Reign, Kingpin, not King of New York, Mayor of New York, he wants to be King of New York, is locking up heroes because he's tired of their junk, basically. And he's got the Thunderbolts on his side for now. I've heard some rumblings that things may even turn on the Kingpin as we go on in Devil's Reign, but I really got into this story to see what happens to Moon Knight during this. I hear Moon Knight has a little bit of gets a little bit of action on inside of the prison in this book, so we're gonna crack this open and see Devil's Reign issue number 4 of 6. Next book, I told you we were going to get there. 7 Secrets, issue number 14. So we now know who the traitor, who the turncoat is, or at least the readers know. Everybody else doesn't know yet, and that's kind of where we are. This book has changed a little bit, and I'm still trying to get used to it. 7 Secrets started out for me as a big adrenaline rush for like the first 2 arcs, because it was this big race against time, because our holders and keepers, our order of 7, didn't know who was the traitor, who was telling on them. All they knew was that the Seekers basically knew their every move, and they knew somebody in their midst was now on their side, and we know who that is now. And so now the book is slowed down, and we're starting to dig into Casper, who is the main character of the story, and we're also following our turncoats, and things are getting weird. Casper's having dreams. The future may not be great for anybody. So 7 Secrets number 14, like I said, it took a turn. I'm still getting used to that turn, but I'm along for the ride. Book number 4 from Dark Horse, Last Flight Out issue number 4. So this has been on hiatus for a little while. I was scared it wasn't going to come back. I kept looking for it and looking for it on League of Comic Geeks, and it never did show up. I thought it had gotten canceled, but it was just on a long hiatus. Basically, for those who haven't checked it out, Last Flight Out is a story of this engineer, super smart engineer, who has made these 3 arcs to leave the Earth, because the Earth is contaminated. It's in bad shape. It can't be rehabbed, and these 3 arcs are basically going to take everyone who has signed up and qualified, because I'm pretty sure they're not going to take everyone, but they're going to take everyone who's qualified to another planet to inhabit, because the Earth is inhabitable. But the one catch is that this engineer who created this program, his daughter is not there at the time of takeoff for the 3rd arc. And the more and more we get into this book, the harder and harder it is to find her and get her back to these arcs. Last Flight Out issue number 4 of 6. I think I'm going to enjoy, or at the very least, I'm going to enjoy scowling at the daughter. Next book up, Good Boy issue number 3. People have correctly basically said that Good Boy is John Wick if John had died and the dog lived and of course was anthropomorphic. Am I saying that right? Yeah, so Good Boy is basically that in a nutshell. John Wick dies, dog lives, dog comes out to revenge. That's it, basic, plain and simple. It has a lot of the makings of John Wick, including this garage that's kind of like the Continental, including having a butler to come and tailor your clothes and give you guns and all that kind of stuff. We'll see how this turns out. I think issue 3 is the last issue, so we'll see how it wraps up, and I will more than likely come back to let you know what I thought about it. Last book, and one that I can read now, Black Manta issue number 6 of 6. This mini-series kind of diving into Black Manta, pun not intended. Looks like it's heading into this Aquaman special. I don't know. I don't know a whole lot about Aquaman, practically anything. I don't know a whole lot about Black Manta either, but I decided to pick it up and see where it goes. As I said, I think it's leading into this Aquaman story with him, and I think it's Jackson Hyde. Y'all don't kill me if I got that one wrong. But it's really interesting, this and a couple of other series, because I know, we have the Justice League 75 and leading into the Dark Crisis, which I can already see people clenching their teeth at. But in the meantime, before we get there, it feels like DC has a lot of big stories to wrap up. This Aquaman story, the trials of the Amazons, however they put it. This Shadow War with Batman and Damian and Deathstroke. There's a whole lot of stuff going on between now and the Dark Crisis. So I want to see what they do with it. But first, I want to get through Black Manta issue number 6. And that was the last of my new Comic Book Day books, but I do have one more book left to show. It is from a Whatnot auction held by some guys, 2 brothers, 3 brothers, 2 brothers that say they're 3 brothers, 3 brothers that say they're 2 brothers, some crazy comic channel. I'll leave I'll leave their link in the description, but they have a Whatnot account and had a sale this weekend, and I grabbed one book from them, and it is Moon Knight number 16. Will you take a look? Let me make sure. 17. I knew I got that wrong. take a look at that cover, at that black cover. It is all kinds of gorgeous. I think Joe Jusko. I'm still getting used to names and artists and everything. But yeah, Joe Jusko cover. Nice black cover. Nice and crispy. Shout out to Dustin for getting me this book. Like I say, I'll leave Two Brothers link in the description. And I assume if you found my channel, you probably know who they are. But if you don't, go ahead and check them out. And that was the re-up. I hope you saw something you liked. I hope you enjoyed yourself. If you did enjoy yourself, go ahead and hit that like button. And if you want to keep up with me picking up my comics, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. Of course, don't be afraid to leave comments. And as we always do at this time, love yourself, love others, and I will be back in a flash.